guys, welcome to my third ASMR vlog. Originally, I didn't plan to travel this summer, but I booked a little week in Athens and it was my first time in Greece, so I was super excited. So I went to the airport as usual. I took this airline called Aegean. It was my first time with them and I don't have complaints. It was pretty chill. Yeah, and then I arrived at the studio I booked. I really like it. It had anything I needed. Okay, so it was 7 p.m. and I haven't eaten yet, so I went to this Japanese restaurant next to the studio and I got some ramen. I think they were the best ramen in my life. And then I directly went to the city center. It wasn't very far away and I really liked the ambience there. So before coming here, I booked an outdoor cinema. It was so cool and I'm so glad that I did that. The movie we watched was pretty scary, but I still recommend it. And yeah, that was it for the first day. Okay, so for the second day, that was my outfit. Everything is from H&M. So I got breakfast at this convenience store, and oh my god, the croissant wasn't good. I gave it all to the birds. My French passport is screaming. As you know, I love museums, so obviously I had to do some here in Athens. Something really cool is that most of the activities I did was free for the Europeans under 25, and me being 21, I really enjoyed this. I'm so happy that I finally saw all the caryatids, so 5 in Athens and the 1 in London, in the British Museum I believe. Obviously I had to buy some souvenirs. You will see through the video that I'm gonna buy a lot. Next, since it was pretty early in the morning, it wasn't too hot, so I walked in the area and I loved it so much. Especially for this neighborhood where everything is narrow and wide, it reminded me of a Greek island, and the view up there was so cool. Then I went to relax a little bit, and oh my god, the numbers of cats that I saw on this trip is crazy. Even Larry took a nap next to me and I loved it. I stayed with him for an hour, then sadly I had to leave. I love you, Larry. So for the afternoon, I went shopping a little bit at the touristy stores and the thrift stores, and I'm not gonna lie, the prices were not for me, so I just bought one dress and some makeup from NYX. Then it was time for the Acropolis ticket that I booked. I'm so glad that I brought sneakers with me because I had to walk a lot, especially in this weather. And yeah, this is the Acropolis. I was so happy. It was one of my dreams to see these buildings. They also had the free audio guide, so I learned a lot because I know a lot about ancient Egypt but not ancient Greece. photos, I went to another museum, and this one was pretty famous in Athens. Once again, it was free for me, and I love it. And it was pretty big with a lot of things to see, so I had a very good time there. At the end, we could write on this book, so since I missed Larry so much, I draw him, and I think I did a pretty good job. Okay, so in the afternoon I wanted to go to the beach, so I took the metro, then the bus, which was super fast. I was surprised. And look at the sea, it's so pretty. So first I stopped to this lake. It was gorgeous, but I didn't enter. So instead I went to the beach next to it, and look at this, it was so cute. I don't like swimming when I'm solo traveling, but I wish I had. Then I went to this restaurant and had fried squid. I craved it so bad, and someone sold me this fig, so I bought one. So good. Okay, for the evening I went to the center to walk a little bit, did some shopping again. Guys stopped me. I was very curious about the street that I saw on social media. I felt like I was in Disney, but I stayed there for 3 minutes because I felt overwhelmed very quickly. Instead, I got bullied by this cat in the street, and the other one was nicer. Okay, day number 4. Okay, everything is from H&M except the skirt. It's from Cider. I felt like a princess. I loved the outfit that day. I wanted to go to the Agora of Athens, and I swear I just got lost. The entrance that I found on Google Maps was the old one, so I just started following people on the forest. Not a good idea, by the way. I just ended up asking ChatGPT. Yeah, I know it's not good, but hey, he was right, and I finally found the real entrance. I'm always in love with the buildings, and I think my outfit fits the vibe. They also had this small museum which was so cool. Then I wanted to visit a few stores that I saw on social media. First being this jewelry store, and oh my god, it was so good, amazing. I ended up getting 2 bracelets here. Then this thrift store, they had a lot of stuff. I almost got a bag from there, but once again, the prices were not for me, okay? I was very excited about the National Garden. I stayed for a while there because of the weather, and I didn't walk a lot, I'm gonna be honest. But I found this museum next to the park, and it was free for under 22, and I got lucky on this one. course I had boba. It was the cheapest boba I ever had. It was so good, I was shocked. Then the suffering starts because I decided to climb a hill. Yes, a hill, to see the view of the city during the sunset. It was the best and worst idea of this trip because at the very top it was so crowded and we could only use the funicular to go back down. So it took me like 2 hours to go down, but it's okay. Okay, day number 5. I woke up at 5 a.m. Yes, because I booked this cruise day since I still wanted to visit some Greek islands, not just Athens. And I'm so glad I did it because it was very fun. I loved it so much. So it was a full day and we stopped to 3 islands. The first being Hydra, and I love how each island has a different aesthetic. You're gonna see it. But I think that Hydra was my favorite island that we visited that day. So we had 1 hour for the first stop. Okay, then back to the boat. We had lunch. It was pretty good. And one thing about me is that I have seasickness. Yes, I don't know how I managed to hold during the whole day, but I had to focus a lot. Okay, second stop was Poros. Unfortunately, we only had half an hour there. I wish we had more because it was a very pretty and small island as well. Back to the boat, I loved how we had music and people were dancing. Of course I didn't film them, but the ambience there was so nice. And the last stop was Aegina Island. We had 2 hours there. Most people went swimming, but I was just walking around since I don't like swimming when I'm solo traveling. I don't know if you can tell, but I was becoming so red. Please wear sunscreen. I had just sunscreen on my face. I regretted it so much after. But it's fine. The streets were so cute and I had ice cream with watermelon smoothie. Yum yum, I needed that so much. Back to the boat, the cruise was over and I had so much fun and the sunset was so pretty. Bye bye. And finally, day number 6, we are going back home. But the flight was at 6 p.m. so I just put my suitcase in the locker and went to visit a bit more because I have time, and of course I went to see the last museum of the trip. This one wasn't free, it was 5 euros for students and it was pretty interesting. sushi at the same Japanese restaurant.